Time for me to be honest with myself. I don't like drinking. I don't want to drink anymore, and I don't want to get drunk ever again. I used to have a great time, but it's just not the same anymore. For some context, I started drinking when I was 19. I wasn't planning to, though, because I had seen what drinking can do to people. I'd seen families suffer from it, become addicted, and relapse. I've seen friends, parents who've been addicted and ruined their lives because they just can't stop. And with such serious risks involved, I made a conscious plan in my head not to drink. But when I saw the fun that my friends were having and them going out, going downtown and having some drinks, I just wanted to join in on that. And I just remembered thinking that if they can handle it, I can handle it. And you know what? It was fun for a while. I remember being kind of goofy and just less afraid to say what's on my mind at the time. I'd have even some good quips here or there, some inside jokes that have stayed around over the years. But at some point, I just developed this anxiety about it. When I get drunk now, I feel like I'm losing control of myself, of how I act and what's going on around me. I can't clearly focus on anything other than the fear that I'm going to do something or say something that I regret or don't mean or wouldn't say when I'm sober. And since I turned 21 not all that long ago, my desire to drink has plummeted. I mean, yeah, I did bring Coors Light on vacation just for me to go and drink. And yeah, I like discussing with my friends which beers I do and don't like, and while the taste is kind of mid at the end of the day, I can see how you'd get into it. But that's part of the problem. I don't want to force myself onto this. See, I was looking at this Harvard study the other day. I'll link it below in case you want to read it. And basically, there's a lot of conflicting information out there about if drinking lightly or not at all is better for your health. And the results of one study said how some groups experience this protective effect against heart disease and diabetes when having a drink a day. But there were other risks associated with alcohol, like death and disability, that were listed in those studies, and they were really contradictory about which ones increased and decreased death because the cause was always different. Whether that was a car accident or over indulging in a drink and blacking out. Regardless, at the end of the day, I came to my own conclusion that I just don't like how it makes me feel. I get anxious when I get tipsy, and maybe that's because of my past, but damn. And waking up the next day, that shit sucks. If you have a little bit too much to drink the night before, the whole rest of the day for me, I got this brain fog going on, possible headache, I just don't feel myself when I wake up. And at the end of the day, I just feel like the best version of myself doesn't drink. I have too little to gain from it and so much to lose. I don't want to put my health at risk in any way, and I don't want to rely on it if I hit some kind of low point in my life and just start drinking more than a couple of drinks a day just to get by. And I just don't want to have that scene in my house. If I wake up one day and find my son sitting across the couch from me while I'm downing at least 2 beers after work just to get away from the world, what kind of influence is that setting on my kids, So, for the best possible future and for my best possible self, I'm going to resist it. Now, I'll be honest, I'm probably still going to have a drink here or there while I finish out college. Just because the social lubricant's nice and the taste is different from any other sort of soda I've had, so there's that. But I am going to be doing less, and I plan to completely cut it off when I graduate. So, there you have it, the full story. So, with that said, I hope you're well. I'm gonna try and keep this channel sort of like an anonymous diary for now. Just so I can be as honest as I want to be and not feel like I have to have some sort of persona or live up to some sort of identity or previous me. Or what do you call it? Facade. That's the word I'm looking for. So yeah, just to get my thoughts out and reflect on my feelings every once in a while. So maybe some of you guys can relate to what I'm talking about on here and feel a little bit less alone with whatever you're dealing with or thinking about. So yeah, have a good one and be well.